So xAI has acquired X in an all-stock transaction, basically putting X, the social media company, and xAI under the same roof. Now, I'm gonna break down what this deal means specifically for Elon and the investors, but also what's the real reason that Elon did this. So let's take a look at the quote-unquote viral Twitter post here, or X post. It's going to be a lot of different strategical plays here and the history of what happened before when it went from Twitter to xAI, what's happening there as well. So the combination values xAI at 80 billion and X at 33 billion. This is 45 billion less with $12 billion debt. Since its founding 2 years ago, X has rapidly become one of the leading AI labs in the world, building models and data centers at unprecedented speed and scale. So this is completely true. They did build a data center in Memphis, and there has been some good things about it, some bad things about it. Let's talk about it in a minute. X is the digital town square where more than 600 million active users go to find real-time source of ground truth. And in the last 2 years has been transformed into one of the most efficient companies in the world, positioning it to deliver scalable future growth. So you can see a little bit of investment talk happening here, and we'll get to that in a minute. xAI and X's futures are intertwined. Today, we officially take this step to combine the data, models, compute, distribution, and talent. This combination will unlock immense potential for blending xAI's advanced AI capabilities and expertise with X's massive reach. The combined company will deliver smarter, more meaningful experiences to billions of people while staying true to the core mission of seeking truth and advancing knowledge. This will allow us to build a platform that doesn't just reflect the world, but actively accelerates human progress. I'd like to recognize the hardcore dedication to everyone at xAI and X that has brought us to this point. This is just the beginning. Thank you for your continued partnership and support. So there's a lot of things to unpack there. The first thing that we need to talk about is the deal structure. So you see here that X is valued at 33 billion. While it was sold when it went from Twitter to X, it was valued at 45 billion. This sale was a little bit rowdy, and there was a little bit back and forth where it almost ended up where Elon just, in my, I guess, how I viewed it was a little bit Elon just going, you know what, let's do it. And then they bought it, pretty overvalued. There wasn't many other people that was interested in buying X, but Elon took it over. And later, of course, we got the rebranding to X. That happened pretty quickly, as well as he came in with a sync to the office and saying we're firing a lot of people. According to ChatGPT, the company had approximately 7,500 employees in 2022, and then it has been reduced to around 1,500 employees. That's around 80% of the staff that had been laid off during that period. Now, around 3 years later, you could see that X is valued at 33 billion. And how they did this was that they created a new entity, or basically put everything under the xAI umbrella. How the deal came through was that they had a stock only. So you see here, all stock transaction. This is more normal when you have a merger of a small company into a new company. Tesla has already did this before with Solar City, that they merged together. And this was probably not a single decision from a single person. The board was probably believed that if we merge these together and we sell the stocks from our X over to xAI, we can make it grow faster and better than before. And that definitely makes a lot of sense. having them separate, combining the entity is expected to make it easier to raise capital and scale distribution of xAI models like Grok. On this point of xAI and X's future being intertwined, it's obviously also a strategic overlap that xAI gains direct access to X's 600 million users and massive real-time data stream. We've already seen that Grok is good at searching through X, while other platforms aren't as good as Grok on this specific thing. So they can use that data stream for training and deploying AI systems. So that's almost a little data moat that they don't want necessarily everyone to get access to. They have made it very clear with the Twitter API being quite expensive at scraping just very few. So you can check out our internal tool, AI Mate or Content Mate, if you really want real-time search data in the school community down below. There is also a clear catch up with ChatGPT, Anthropic, and Google since Grok and xAI has come out. Yes, they have done amazingly well at making new data centers, but the company is really not valued as close to many of the heavy hitters. First off, you can see here that Bloomberg reported last month that the company was in talks to raise funds at 75 billion valuation. So that's xAI there. And OpenAI was close to wrapping up a round in February at 260 billion, while generative AI startup Anthropic was valued at 61 billion. So they're able to get to a point of being close to Claude and Anthropic, but only a fraction or 1/3 or even less than OpenAI. We see that OpenAI is still the lead and the one people are talking about. And where is Apple at? Apple is nowhere to be seen. Elon has also used a lot of sly tactics, which is basically suing and trying to get, he did a bid for OpenAI for 97 billion, which was rejected, and he has sued to prevent the ChatGPT maker from converting from a non-profit to a for-profit business, where a judge this month denied Musk's request for a preliminary injunction that would prevent the changeover. But what are people saying about this? Robert Scoble, a great follow on X, huge. Now will Grok read my lists? Called it back in 2023. $100 billion company saying that it should be the everything app. And I heard that earlier as well. However, I don't think that that's the vision of xAI really. They were like, oh, we're going to hit heavy on videos now. But it's not turning into a new TikTok and things like that. So it has stayed consistent on being a text platform and a way for people to basically speak through text. A couple of other people smoke away the future of AI. Future is AI. Great work by everyone at X. Best place on the internet. Yeah, X is still one of the better social media platforms if you have the correct followers or following. It's still really great for AI news and things like that. People updating and what people are talking about. The other platform that is great for that is Reddit. Now, what does Reddit think about this? The post saying xAI has acquired X in an all-stock transaction, and it's basically the exact same headline. Black Excellence 19 is saying, listen, I don't know too much about business or really anything about stocks, but how the actual F do you buy your own company from yourself using only stock? It's a merge via swap. Company A gives an amount of its stock for company B's stock. The implication here is that the shareholders of the company B believe that merging will get them richer faster. Is this even legal? And yeah, it's pretty legal. And an edit here says, I guess it's not illegal, nor is it really a bad move for Elon, I guess. So this means nothing really. Yeah, I guess. So almost like having Meta be the overall brand of all of Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and things like that, why wouldn't every big business who has subsidiaries companies just do this then? Because that wouldn't achieve anything. What's the upside? Beard says to launder the cap table and liabilities, but most critically, to kill the lender's ability to force a default on X or his X loan due to Tesla's share price tanking, which the X loan was secured by. This should be very illegal, or at minimum, very lawsuit worthy. Euphoric says most banks sold off their X debt. Other investors now own the debt. Now the company is randomly being sold. Seems really fishy, as only 1.6 billion was left owned by the original banks that loaned the initial 11 billion. Sounds really weird, because they're cleaning the books from all the market fraud conducted to pump this stock and clear out deep pocket short funds. Neither of those companies are publicly traded, so I don't think they are trying to pump the stock. These are huge deals behind closed doors, not small tile investors in these companies. Yeah, to me that makes sense. Taking up the liabilities, and also that's pretty interesting with the debt, and that X is in debt from before, pushing it over to xAI, making that the new vehicle to take on all the liabilities. In this other post on X as well, they were saying answer, easier to rearrange assets, hide liabilities, and now xAI can absorb all tweets from forever without breaking internal rules and laws. So he just sold it to himself. How is that legal? And again, it's legal in the same sense that large companies will open up a small subsidiary shell, have it buy all their liability, and then declare bankruptcy so it doesn't hurt the primary company's value. It's a shell game. Yeah, I'm just too much of a pleb to be even arguing about how to move these large amounts of money. I'm just moving my small amount of money from a bank to another bank, but these are really tackling different loans, different debt, putting one company's debt into another company's debt. Sometimes I don't even know if we're talking about real money anymore. You've probably seen how much in debt America is, and I'm not sure they will ever be able to pay that back. Is that the same in public companies now? Can they just be buying and switching over and getting infinite amount of money and having infinite amount of debt in companies? I don't know. It seems Elon is playing this game more than anyone without a real focus, but he also haven't had a real focus for a very long time, making multiple businesses and succeeding with it against all odds. So having X and xAI under the same roof will mean that everything goes into that as an investment vehicle, hopefully to make them richer faster. This is not financial advice, as well as hiding off some of those liabilities, playing the shell game. I'm just sitting here with popcorn watching it all go down. It's amazing to see them play the game, and that there are different levels to it that we can probably learn when we sell our companies for $1 billion or $100 billion. Apple is worth like 3 trillion. How am I ever going to compete? Oh yeah, I know. By building a community of winners, always being up to date with the latest in AI and how to use them to monetize and save time. And if you want to check that out, link to AI Mate is in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.